Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. If you're looking for games to help you relax and unwind in 2025, you're in the right place. Today we're counting down the top 25 cozy games on Nintendo Switch that you absolutely need to play. These are the games you pick up after a long day when you just want something chill and comforting. Let's get into it. Potion Permit puts you in the shoes of a chemist sent to Moonbury, a town that doesn't trust modern medicine and relies on old remedies instead. Your job is to win over the locals by treating their illnesses and proving that your methods actually work. The gameplay loop involves diagnosing patients through puzzle mini-games, where you match shapes to fill in their symptoms, then gathering ingredients from the wilderness around town to brew the right potions. Combat is simple and action-based, as you collect materials from monsters and plants, but it never gets too stressful. You can also befriend the townspeople, upgrade your tools, get a dog companion, and even romance certain characters. The pixel art style is bright and welcoming, and there's no time pressure or energy system limiting what you can do each day. You're free to explore at your own pace, help people when they need you, and slowly transform from an outsider into someone the whole town depends on. It's a refreshing take on the life sim genre that focuses on healing and helping rather than farming. Unpacking is one of the most unique, cozy experiences on the Switch because the entire game is just about unpacking boxes and placing items in your new home. There's no dialogue or text explaining the story. Instead, you piece together the life of the main character through the objects you unpack and where you're moving to. You start as a child unpacking in your bedroom, then move through different stages of life, including college dorms, shared apartments, and eventually finding your own place. The gameplay is incredibly simple. You click on boxes, pull out items, and find the right spot for them in the rooms. Each item has specific places it can go, which gently guides you without being restrictive. The satisfaction comes from organizing everything neatly and creating a lived-in space that feels real. As you progress through the years, you notice certain items that follow the character through every move, and new items that represent growth and change. The soundtrack is peaceful and ambient, perfect for the meditative nature of the gameplay. It's a short game you can finish in one sitting, but the emotional storytelling through objects alone makes it unforgettable. Snufkin, Melody of Moominvalley, is based on the beloved Moomin stories and follows Snufkin as he returns to Moominvalley for spring. The park keeper has taken over, with strict rules and police officers called park inspectors who enforce them, and it's up to you to restore freedom to the valley. The core gameplay revolves around stealth and music. You sneak around, avoiding inspectors, free creatures trapped by the park keeper's rules, and play songs on your harmonica to solve environmental puzzles. Each song you learn has different effects, like making plants grow or calming angry insects. The game is broken into small areas you explore at your own pace, talking to familiar Moomin characters and completing their requests. There's light platforming and puzzle solving, but nothing too challenging. The focus is on the peaceful exploration and the charming story about freedom and nature. The hand-drawn art style perfectly captures the whimsical feel of the original books and animations. You collect items, fish in quiet streams, and help your friends while working to undo the park keeper's restrictions. Coffee Talk casts you as a barista, running a late-night coffee shop in an alternate Seattle, where fantasy races like elves, orcs, and werewolves live alongside humans. Your role is simple. Customers come in, tell you their problems, and you make them drinks based on what they order, or what you think they need. The story unfolds entirely through conversations between customers as they discuss relationships, career troubles, and social issues affecting their lives. You mix drinks using different combinations of ingredients, and sometimes making the right drink can influence how a conversation goes, or help someone see their situation differently. The pixel art is gorgeous, with a warm color palette that makes the coffee shop feel inviting, and the lo-fi soundtrack is perfect for the late-night vibe. Between customers, you can check your phone to see social media posts and news articles that expand the world. There are multiple story branches depending on the drinks you serve, giving you reason to replay and see different outcomes. The writing is thoughtful and deals with real issues like discrimination, relationships, and finding your place in the world, but it never feels preachy.
Animal Crossing New Horizons starts with you buying a getaway package from Tom Nook that takes you to a deserted island. You begin with just a tent and basic tools, and your goal is to develop the island into a thriving community. The game runs in real time, matching your system clock, so the time of day and season in the game match real life. Your daily routine involves gathering resources like wood and stone, catching bugs and fish for the museum, talking to your animal neighbors, and customizing your island however you want. The crafting system lets you make furniture and tools from materials you collect, and later you unlock terraforming that lets you reshape the land itself by creating cliffs, rivers, and paths. There's no real end goal, you just keep improving your island, decorating your house, and collecting items. Seasonal events and updates add new content throughout the year, and you can visit friends' islands online or locally. The charm comes from the personality of your animal villagers, who each have unique dialogue and behaviors, sending you letters and giving you gifts. You can spend hours just fishing, designing custom patterns for clothing, or rearranging furniture.
Fae Farm combines traditional farming simulation with magic and fantasy elements, set in the vibrant world of Azoria. You start by creating your character and choosing a plot of land to build your farm, but quickly discover the land is threatened by a mysterious pollution called jumbles. Your job is to farm crops, raise animals, and explore dungeons to find the source of the jumbles and save Azoria. The farming mechanics are smooth and satisfying. You plant seeds, water crops, harvest them, and use the produce to cook meals or sell for profit. What sets this apart is the magic system, where you craft potions, spells, and magical items using ingredients from both your farm and the dungeons. The dungeons are simple but fun, with light combat against cute enemies and puzzles to solve as you go deeper. You can play solo or with up to 3 friends in online co-op, which makes the farming and exploring more enjoyable. The game has romance options with the townsfolk, seasonal festivals, and a cozy fantasy aesthetic that's colorful and inviting. You're constantly unlocking new areas, new crops, and new customization options for your farm and character.
My time at Portia drops you into the post-apocalyptic town of Portia, where you inherit your father's old workshop. Your goal is to restore the workshop to its former glory by taking on commissions from the town, crafting items, and helping rebuild civilization. The crafting system is deep. You gather resources by chopping trees, mining in ruins, and fighting monsters. Then use machines in your workshop to process materials and assemble complex items. Each commission has a deadline, but you're never punished too harshly for missing them. Beyond crafting, you can farm crops, raise animals, go on dungeon runs to find relics from the old world, fish, and participate in town festivals. The social system lets you befriend every character in town, with romance options that lead to marriage and kids. The world feels alive, with NPCs following schedules and reacting to your actions. Combat exists, but it's simple and not the focus. You'll spend most of your time gathering, crafting, and building relationships. The game has a bright, colorful art style despite its post-apocalyptic setting, keeping things cheerful and optimistic.
Untitled Goose Game gives you control of a mischievous goose with one simple goal: cause chaos in a peaceful English village. There's no deep story here, just a to-do list of pranks and tasks to complete in each area, like stealing a farmer's keys, trapping a boy in a phone booth, or ruining a fancy garden party. The gameplay is all about experimenting and figuring out how to accomplish each task using your limited goose abilities. You can honk, grab objects with your beak, flap your wings, and run. The villagers react realistically to your pranks, trying to stop you or fix what you've messed up, which often creates funny situations. Each area is like a puzzle where you need to observe the patterns and routines of the people, then figure out the right sequence of actions to pull off your pranks. The hand-drawn art style is charming, and the piano soundtrack dynamically reacts to what you're doing, building tension when you're being chased and calming down when you're sneaking around. After you complete the main tasks, you unlock timed challenges and additional objectives that add replayability. It's a short game at around 3 to 4 hours, but every moment is filled with joy and laughter. Is This Seat Taken is a social deduction party game designed for groups playing on a single Switch console. The setup is simple. Everyone is sitting in a movie theater, and each player is randomly assigned either to be a normal moviegoer or a seat stealer. The moviegoers want to watch the film in peace, while the seat stealers are trying to secretly swap seats with others without getting caught. Each round, players choose actions like watching the movie, moving to a different seat, or accusing someone of being a stealer. The game shows limited information to each player, so you're constantly guessing who's doing what based on movement and behavior. If a moviegoer correctly identifies a seat stealer, they score points, but false accusations cost points. The tension builds as stealers try to complete their objective while acting natural, and moviegoers become increasingly suspicious of everyone around them. The art style is cute and minimalist, focusing on the game mechanics rather than flashy visuals. What makes it cozy despite the competitive element is how it creates genuine laughter and conversation. People react to accusations, defend themselves, and strategize together. Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olivetown puts you in charge of revitalizing your grandfather's abandoned farm in a quiet town that's seen better days. The opening shows you arriving with a completely overgrown plot of land filled with trees, rocks, and debris that you need to clear before you can even start farming. You spend your days chopping wood, breaking stones, tilling soil, planting crops, and caring for animals like chickens, cows, and sheep. The core loop is incredibly satisfying. You wake up, tend to your farm, gather resources, process them into materials, and use those to expand your operation. Beyond farming, you befriend the townspeople through conversations and gifts, which unlocks events and can lead to romance and marriage. The game introduces makers that process raw materials into refined goods automatically, so you're setting up production chains rather than just selling raw crops. You also explore the surrounding areas, finding wild animals to befriend and bring back to your farm. Seasonal festivals bring the community together, and the town gradually grows as you progress, with new shops and features unlocking.
Tiny Bookshop puts you in charge of running your own cozy bookstore, where you organize shelves, help customers find the perfect read, and build your little literary haven. You start with a small shop and gradually expand by purchasing new books, arranging them by genre, and creating an inviting space for book lovers. Customers come in with specific requests or just browse, and you need to recommend books based on their preferences and mood. The gameplay involves stocking shelves, managing your inventory, and decorating your shop with furniture and plants to make it more appealing. As you sell books and satisfy customers, you earn money to buy rare editions and expand into new sections. There's no time pressure or stress. You work at your own pace, organizing books however you want. The pixel art style is warm and detailed, making every shelf and corner feel lived in. You'll also unlock books with little stories inside that you can read yourself. The satisfaction comes from creating the perfect bookshop layout and watching happy customers leave with books they love. It's a simple concept executed beautifully, perfect for anyone who loves books and wants a relaxing management game without the usual pressure.
Wilmot Works It Out is a puzzle game where you play as Wilmot, a lovable, square character who needs to organize jigsaw puzzles sent to him by friends and neighbors. Each puzzle arrives as a jumbled collection of pieces that you need to sort and connect on a large grid workspace. The pieces don't just form pictures, they tell stories about the characters who sent them, revealing little narratives about their lives and relationships. You can organize your workspace however you want, grouping pieces by color or pattern. And there's no wrong way to approach it. As you complete puzzles, you unlock new ones and learn more about Wilmot's community. The game has a gentle learning curve, with puzzles getting more complex as you progress, but it never feels frustrating. The art style is colorful and charming, with hand-drawn illustrations that make each completed puzzle feel like a reward. There's something meditative about sorting through pieces, finding connections, and slowly watching images come together. You can play at your own pace, with no timers or scores, just pure puzzle-solving satisfaction.
Animal Well is an atmospheric exploration game where you navigate a mysterious underground world filled with strange creatures and environmental puzzles. You wake up in a dark cavern with no explanation and must find your way through interconnected areas using items and abilities you discover. The game focuses on observation and experimentation. You'll need to watch animal behaviors, notice environmental details, and figure out how different items interact with the world. There's minimal combat and no dialogue, so the story unfolds through exploration and discovery. You collect items like a disc you can throw, a bubble wand, and other tools that have multiple uses depending on the situation. The pixel art is incredibly detailed, with beautiful lighting effects that make the underground environments feel alive and mysterious. Each area has secrets and shortcuts that connect back to previous locations, encouraging thorough exploration. The creatures you encounter aren't necessarily enemies. Some help you, some ignore you, and others need to be avoided or pacified.
Harvest Moon One World takes the classic farming formula and adds exploration by letting you travel across different regions, each with unique climates and crops. The story begins in a world where diversity in crops has disappeared, and you're given mysterious seeds that can grow previously extinct vegetables and fruits. Your job is to farm, raise animals, and explore 5 different areas, including tropical beaches, snowy mountains, and desert landscapes. The farming mechanics are familiar. You till soil, plant seeds, water crops, and harvest them to sell or use in cooking. You can also mine for ore, fish in various locations, and raise cows, chickens, and other animals.
The twist is that certain crops only grow in specific regions, so you'll build multiple farms across the world. You can ride animals to travel faster between areas, and there's a mutation system where crops can transform into rare variants. The game includes romance options with marriage candidates, seasonal festivals, and a main story about restoring crop diversity to the world.
Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma brings the farming and fantasy RPG hybrid series to a Japanese-inspired setting called the Land of Azuma. You play as an earth dancer, someone who can sense the pulse of the earth, and you're tasked with restoring balance to the land that's been disrupted by mysterious forces. The game mixes traditional farming with dungeon crawling and real-time combat against monsters. You grow crops, raise fantasy creatures on your farm, and use your harvest to cook meals and craft items. The combat lets you use swords, magic, or even tame monsters to fight alongside you. As you explore dungeons, you'll uncover the story behind the land's imbalance and meet characters you can befriend and romance. The farming has a magical twist where your crops can have special properties and you use runes to enhance growth. You can switch between farming and adventuring whenever you want, with no pressure to focus on one over the other. The art style captures traditional Japanese aesthetics mixed with anime character designs. The town has festivals and events that bring the community together, and building relationships unlocks new story scenes and abilities.
Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town is a timeless, cozy farming experience that feels right at home on the Nintendo Switch in 2025. You play as a young farmer who inherits a rundown piece of land in the peaceful Mineral Town, and from there, it's all about rediscovering the joy of simple living. The gameplay strikes a perfect balance between routine and reward. You'll plant and harvest crops, care for animals, mine for valuable materials, and participate in the town's many seasonal events. Each villager has their own personality and daily habits, making the town feel alive and connected to your actions. Over time, friendships grow naturally, and those relationships become just as rewarding as the progress on your farm. The pacing is gentle, letting you build your days however you like, maybe tending your fields from dawn to dusk, or taking a quiet afternoon to fish by the lake. Friends of Mineral Town captures that rare mix of nostalgia and calm satisfaction that defines the very best cozy games.
Date Everything stands out as one of the most imaginative and heartfelt cozy games on Nintendo Switch in 2025. Set within the comfort of your own home, it transforms ordinary surroundings into a surprisingly emotional landscape. You play as a lonely soul, granted the strange ability to communicate with everyday objects, from your coffee mug to your window, each possessing its own quirks, moods, and stories to tell. What begins as a whimsical curiosity slowly turns into a thoughtful exploration of connection, meaning, and the strange comfort found in small things. Gameplay revolves around building relationships through dialogue, daily choices, and lighthearted interactions that influence how each object responds to you. Time management plays a subtle role as you balance who to talk to and how to nurture each bond. Despite its surreal premise, Date Everything feels cozy rather than absurd, a reflective experience about listening, understanding, and finding joy in the unexpected.
Especially true for this next game.
That's right. Household objects, appliances, and even concepts turn into eligible love interests in Date Everything, a game in which you can, in fact, date pretty much everything.
With 100 dateable characters, there are plenty of...
Loddlenaut casts you as an interstellar custodian, sent to clean up an abandoned ocean planet that's been polluted by a corrupt corporation. You're equipped with a bubble gun that lets you suck up trash and gunk, gradually restoring the underwater environments to their natural beauty. As you clean, you encounter Loddles, adorable axolotl-like creatures that were affected by the pollution. You can befriend them by feeding them cleaned fruit and playing with them, and they'll follow you around as you work. Each Loddle develops unique traits based on what you feed them, changing their colors and patterns. The gameplay loop involves exploring different underwater zones, vacuuming up pollution, recycling trash into useful items, and unlocking new areas. You upgrade your equipment to dive deeper and clean more efficiently. The game has no combat or time limits. It's purely about restoration and caring for creatures. The underwater environments are beautiful, with bioluminescent plants and coral that return to life as you clean. You can decorate your base, grow gardens for Loddle food, and customize your character.
Lunar Remastered Collection brings 2 classic JRPGs to modern platforms, with updated visuals and quality of life improvements. The games follow Alex, a young adventurer who dreams of becoming a hero like his idol, Dragon Master Dyne. In the first game, Alex discovers he's destined to become the new Dragon Master, and must save the goddess Althena from an evil force. The sequel follows his successor, dealing with a new threat years later. The gameplay is traditional turn-based combat, where you build a party, level up, learn new skills, and explore dungeons. The story is character-driven, with a focus on relationships, humor, and emotional moments. What made Lunar special was its animated cutscenes and full voice acting, which were rare when these games first released. The remasters keep these elements while improving the graphics and adding features like auto battle and speed-up options. The world is colorful and inviting, with towns full of non-player characters who have their own stories. Combat isn't overly difficult, making these accessible JRPGs that focus more on story than hardcore challenge. You'll explore diverse environments, fight bosses, and watch relationships develop between party members.
Power.
Littlewood is one of those cozy gems on the Nintendo Switch that proves a game doesn't need high stakes to feel deeply satisfying. You play as a hero who's already defeated the dark forces threatening the world, and now the challenge isn't saving it, it's rebuilding it. The story unfolds quietly in the tranquil town of Solemn, where your goal is to restore life, friendship, and purpose to a once-forgotten place. Gameplay centers on gathering materials, crafting tools, fishing, mining, and designing the town layout exactly how you want it. Every villager you invite brings their own personality, stories, and unique benefits that shape the growth of your community. There's no rush or stress. Time moves at your pace, letting you enjoy the little routines that make the world feel alive. Whether you're decorating your home, planting crops, or unlocking memories from your past, Littlewood captures that perfect blend of creativity and calm that defines the best cozy experiences on Switch. This County is one of the most charming and refreshingly grounded cozy games on Nintendo Switch in 2025. Set in a small seaside town, you take on the role of a newcomer managing a humble grocery store that slowly becomes the heart of the community. The story focuses on rebuilding both the business and the relationships within the town, with every interaction revealing more about the people who shop, work, and live around you. Gameplay blends management and slice-of-life elements. You'll restock shelves, arrange displays, and customize your shop's layout to suit your customers' habits. Outside of business hours, you can explore the town, talk to locals, and uncover subtle personal stories that shape the town's atmosphere. What makes Discounty special is how it turns ordinary daily routines into something meaningful. Each choice you make affects the store's growth and your place in the community. It's a game about connection, progress, and finding warmth in the rhythm of everyday life.
A short hike drops you on Hawk Peak Provincial Park as a little bird named Claire, who's on vacation visiting her aunt. Your goal is simple. Hike to the top of the mountain to get cell phone reception, so you can receive an important call. The entire game takes place on this one island, filled with trails, beaches, forests, and secrets to discover. You explore at your own pace, talking to other hikers and animals you meet along the way, who give you little side quests or just share stories. The movement is the best part. You can run, jump, and glide using feathers you collect, and finding more feathers lets you fly longer distances and reach higher areas. There's no combat or fail states, just pure exploration and discovery. You can fish in streams, find hidden treasures, help other characters with small tasks, or just enjoy the scenery. The art style uses a pixelated 3D look that's charming and nostalgic. The soundtrack is peaceful, with gentle music that matches the relaxed atmosphere. You can complete the main goal in about 2 hours, but there's plenty of optional content if you want to explore every corner.
Stardew Valley starts with you inheriting your grandfather's old farm in Pelican Town. After growing tired of corporate life, you arrive to find the farm completely overgrown and must clear it out to start planting crops, raising animals, and building a new life. The gameplay loop involves waking up each morning, tending your crops, caring for chickens and cows, and deciding how to spend your limited energy before the day ends. You can mine for ores and gems in dangerous caves, fish in rivers and oceans, forage for items in the wilderness, or socialize with the townspeople. Each villager has their own schedule, personality, and backstory that you uncover by building friendships through gifts and conversations. The game includes romance options leading to marriage and kids. As you progress, you unlock new areas, crops, and farm buildings. The crafting system lets you create machines that process your raw materials into more valuable goods. Seasonal festivals bring the community together and change what activities are available. There's a main storyline involving the town's community center that you restore by completing bundles of items.
Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, takes place in a fantasy world where you create a character and choose a life, which is basically your job or class. You can be a paladin fighting monsters, a wizard casting spells, a carpenter crafting furniture, a cook making meals, or one of many other options. The story follows your character as they discover a mysterious girl who can manipulate time, and you work together to solve the mystery behind strange events affecting the world. The gameplay lets you switch between lives freely, so you can be a warrior one moment and a blacksmith the next. Each life has its own progression system, with ranks and abilities to unlock. You take on quests from non-player characters, explore diverse areas, from forests to deserts to snowy mountains, and gather resources to craft items. Combat is action-based, but not too challenging, focusing more on adventure than difficulty. You can customize your character's appearance and home, and there's a social system where you build friendships with other characters. Story of Seasons. Grand Bazaar is a cozy farming sim that captures the joy of community and simple living with a refreshing twist. Set in the breezy town of Zephyr, once famous for its bustling marketplace, you step into the role of a young farmer trying to help restore its charm. Unlike other entries in the series, this game places strong emphasis on the bazaar itself, a weekly event where you can sell your produce, crafts, and animal goods
directly to townsfolk and travelers. The farming loop is familiar yet satisfying. Tilling soil, planting seeds, caring for livestock, and fine-tuning your daily routine to keep your business thriving. Between market days, you can explore the town, form friendships, and gradually watch your efforts bring new life to the community. The charm of Grand Bazaar lies in its balance between laid-back farming and the excitement of preparing for each market, making every week feel like a new chapter in your personal countryside story.
Yeah!
And that's our top 25 cozy games for Nintendo Switch in 2025. From managing bookshops to cleaning ocean planets, there's something here for whatever kind of relaxation you're looking for. What cozy games are you playing right now? Let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for recommendations. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.